children, how are you? Hope you all are fine. Today our topic is continuing, that is life and survival of plants. Life and survival of plants. In our earlier class, we had learned about plants in deserts, plants in hills. Now we are going to discuss about plants in marshes, plants in plains, etc. Okay? See here the picture. Plants in marshes. In marshy places have sticky and clay soil and plenty of water. Such areas are also called swamps. The roots of plants growing in marshes are unable to get air. So the roots come out of water and soil to breathe. Such roots are called breathing roots, and plants are known as mangroves. See here the picture seriously. See here. See the picture. The roots comes out of the sand and water to take the breath. Is it or not? Is it or not? Yes. The roots are called breathing roots. Mangroves, especially the Sundarban mangroves, are example of such plants. Sundarban mangroves are the such examples. Let us know plants in plains. Plants in plains. In the plants in plains does not have neither too hot nor too cold. Not too cold. In deserts we have hot climate. In hilly areas we have cold climate. But the plains receive moderate rainfall. In these regions the trees are thin and having broad leaves, so that they can capture the lot of sunlight to make their food. These trees shed their leaves in the winter season. Have you observed the neem tree? In the winter season, the neem tree's leaves are shed down, and then after the leaves comes out. Is it or not? See here the trees such as mango, banyan, peepal and neem grow in plains. Now we are going to discuss about aquatic plants. Aquatic plants. What is aquatic? Aquatic means water plants. Plants that live and grow in water are called aquatic plants. These aquatic plants grow in ponds, lakes, rivers, streams, etc. In the aquatic plants there are so many types. There are floating plants, fixed plants, underwater plants. See here. Let us know about the floating plants. In floating plants, the floating plants flows in water very freely to float easily on water. These plants are called floating plants. They have small and light bodies that can move in the water. That is example Wolfia and duckweed. In Telugu we called it as Gurrapu Dekka. In Telugu we called it as Gurrapu Dekka. See here. Have you seen in your surroundings when you are traveling from one place to another place? Yes. Okay. Some plants have spongy and air-filled stems. This makes them light enough to float easily. For example, water hyacinth. Some plants having the spongy and air-filled stems. For example, water hyacinth. Fixed plants. Some plants are fixed plants in the water. Aquatic plants. They are the roots that are fixed to the bottom of the ponds, but most of their vegetation is above. They have long, hollow, flexible stems with broad and flat leaves that float on the surface of the water. These plants having long, hollow, flexible stems with broad and flat leaves that float on the surface of the water. The upper surface of the leaves have a waxy coating and stomata to absorb air. Lotus and water lily are example of such plants. Lotus plants. So many of you have observed in your ponds and etc. Is it or not? Yeah. The fixed plants, for the fixed plants, the examples are lotus and water lily. Underwater plants. Underwater plants. These plants remain completely submerged in water. It was inside the water only, not outside. Okay. They have narrow and thin leaves and flexible stems that offer little resistance to water currents. They breathe through their body surface and do not have stomata. Hydrilla and tape grass are examples of each of such plants. For example, in Telugu we call it as nachu. We call it as nachu, pachi, something. Like that plants are called underwater plants. See the picture here. Okay. They are aquatic plants are three types. They are floating plants, fixed plants and water plants. For floating plants, the examples are Wolfia, duckweed and water hyacinth. Okay, fixed plants are lotus and water lily. Underwater plants are hydrilla and tape grass. See here, we have a matching in your page number 77. Page number 77. Duckweed. Which plant is this one? Floating plant. Lotus fixed. Hydrilla underwater plant. Here we have learned about terrestrial and aquatic plants. Apart from the terrestrial and aquatic plants, we have some special categories of plants, namely non-green plants and parasitic plants. What are non-green plants? Non-green means in the name there is the non-green. The plants which does not have green colored pigment is called non-green plants. That is, non-green plants does not have chlorophyll. Unlike green plants, they can't make their own food. They grow on dead and decaying matter. They grow on dead and decaying matter. For example, mushrooms. Mushrooms is one of the example for non-green plants which will does not prepare their own food. It will grow on the dead and decaying matters. Okay. Insectivorous plants. There are some plants that eat insects. Is it really? Yes. But it is true. Venus flytrap and pitcher plant trap insects with the help of specially designed leaves. Such insect-eating plants are called insectivorous plants. They derive nutrients from the insects that they trap. Some plants trap the insects. With the insects, they derive the nutrients for their growth. Such type of plants are called insectivorous plants. See the pictures here. Like this, they trap the insects with the holes. Okay. By this, they will trap here Venus flytrap and pitcher plant will trap the insects and takes the nutrients from the insects. Such plants are called insectivorous plants. Now, what are the uses of plants? Here, what are the uses of plants? Plants are useful for human beings in numerous ways. We get food from plants. We eat fruits, vegetables, cereals, pulses, nuts, everything from plants actually. We eat leaves, stems, roots and flowers also. By leaves, spinach we eat, stems we eat potato, roots we eat carrot and radish. Okay, even flowers of many plants we eat, cauliflower, etc. Is it or not? Yes, plants are very useful in our daily life. Plant fibers like cotton, jute, flax are used to make cloths and carpets and ropes. Is it or not? Yes. Stems of bamboo plants are used to make paper, baskets, huts, furniture, wall sticks, etc. Is it or not? Yes, walking sticks. Stems of bamboo plant used for making paper baskets. For our benches also we use the wood from the trees. Wood of trees like sesame, teak and sal is used to make furniture, doors and windows, etc. Some plants like tulsi, cinchona and neem are used to make medicines. Yes, in these times we are using the tulsi, cinchona and neem are used to make medicines. Gum and rubber are also obtained from the plants and are used for making toys and other useful things. We also make some paints from the other plants. Is it or not? Yes, plants are very important. Plants are playing very important role in our daily life. For without plants we can't live. With the help of plants we take the oxygen, we make the food, we take the wheat, rice, etc. or not. We are making our furniture with the help of plants, trees, etc. Is it or not? Yes. So we have to planted the plants for our bright future. Okay. This is our topic. This is our end of the class. And next, in the next class we will start a new topic. Have a good day, children.